Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So I'm having a little play with my jelly plates today, and then I'm going to be doing a canvas or something with the jelly prints. So I thought I'd just show you what I've been up to and do a few little prints. Now I've got some blue and sort of green ones here that I've just done, and yesterday I did some sort of like purples and pinks. So I thought what I would do, I'd do a couple more of the blue and the green, and then I want to add just a bit of blue and green to these. Now I've got hundreds of them. I got a bit carried away yesterday and made some, so I thought I would carry on today, make a few bluey and greeny ones more, and then make a canvas or something, or do something today with them. So let me just add a little bit of green. Now I've got two jelly plates. Now I didn't intentionally buy two jelly plates. I ordered one, it never arrived, so they sent a replacement, and then a few weeks later it turned up, and I loved it so much that I didn't send it back. I kept it. So I'm going to be using some of my stamps that I made. Now I'll pop the link to the video underneath to show you how I made these, because I love these. These are great. So I'm just going to do that for a minute, and then I'm just going to take some of my pinky ones and just add them over the top. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want some different sort of like things on these pages now, because I'm going to sort of like cut them out and use them for things. So I just wanted a few different colours. I don't care what really sort of colour they are, I just want them to look a little bit different on here, because jelly prints are a funny thing really, because you do them and then you end up with hundreds, and then you sort of like wonder what you're going to do with them all. I think you can do hundreds of them and only one comes out that's really lovely. Well, that's what I think anyway. So I'm going to use the spotty one, and then you can transfer what you've used, taken off this one, onto your other one as well. So let's do that. What's this one? That's like a leafy shape. Let's do this. Okay, so I'm going to go over the top of this. What should I go over? Should we go over with a bit of blue? Just put a little bit of blue over this as well. Just so we can get some of this onto the other papers. Let's see what that comes out like. Let's just take a little bit just down the ends. Now, I don't know whether it's going to, I think I'm going to go in there with a little bit more pattern. See if that will work a little bit better. That's better, isn't it? Lovely. Let's try this one. Let's go back in. Let's go in. What did I do with my little dotty bits? I quite like these. Now let's hope I haven't left that too long, because they do tend to dry off. I know it looks really ugly, but they look a lot better when they're dry, I guarantee. Now I don't really want to put that one there. Should we have this pink one? I'll put this over the top, see what I can get off. Not a lot. I think I've left this. Let's go over the top of this one, just to wet it up so we can take some of that off. I might speed this up a little bit just so you can see what I'm doing, but then we're not going to end up with a very, very long video. Okay, so the plates are pretty clean now, so I'm going to leave it like that. So I've got lots of things to work with now. I know they look really scruffy and messy and not very nice, but like I said, we will be cutting them out and making things with them and using them in the art journal or a canvas in a minute. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean this mess up and then I will come back. So 2 minutes. Okay guys, so these are all nice and dry and ready, and I think they are looking absolutely lovely. Loving them, loving how they've turned out. I've got my journal ready to work in, and I've gessoed the back, added a little bit of background papers, and then gessoed over the top. So I think that looks really good. Usual start, how I normally do it. Now these look great. But what I have done on these ones, I've just taken off sort of like the white edges, and I just think they look so much better. So if you've got a pile like this at home or on your desk, get rid of the white edges, because I just think they look so much nicer. They look like sort of like digital papers then, don't they? And I'm just loving them. So all as I did, I just took them like this, loving that one. I'm quite liking that one to work in the page. All as I did, I've got my ruler, my metal ruler, and I have just ripped down the edges like this. And I just think it makes them look completely different. Look at that. I just think that looks really, really lovely. Now I'm going to keep these because I have a great big pile here, and I just think that they would look really nice as backgrounds to your pages. So maybe I'll use these next week in a mixed media, add those to the back of the page. So lots of these now. Now actually I'm going to do this one because I quite like this one, and I wanted to, what am I doing? I think I might use this as a bit of the background, because it almost sort of like looks a bit sort of like sky, doesn't it? So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So I like that so far. I'm going to throw those bits away because they're a bit too pale. Now I've got all of these pieces. I'm going to pop those up on the side. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take this one and maybe this one, pop that one to the side for a minute, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to be getting my Posca pen. Now this is sort of like I don't know what size this is. It's quite a nice one, it's a thicker one. And I'm going to draw some flowers. Now I'm just going to draw flowers, and we're going to sort of like cut some out and use them in a lovely mixed media. Look at that. So simple. A few little dots like that. We can do that. We can do what we got up like that, little dot like this, and then we can just cut these out. Just so you can just do whatever you like on them. My pen will work. There we go, that's a bit better. And then we can do some nice leaves like that. Super simple. And we could just cut these out, so however you want to draw shapes on them. You don't have to do leaves and flowers, but my thing is sort of like leaves and flowers. I just love them. So should we have some nice green leaves? Should we have some sort of like quite thin ones, I think? And again, just so they come down like that. We can have another one here. And get a nice flower on here. And then we just cut these out. So it's so simple. You don't have to do it with these. You can do it with any papers you got. So if you haven't got any jelly prints, if you're not one that's got one, you can do it with any pattern papers you've got, which is a really using up all your sort of like crafty bits as well. All your leftover papers from making journals, things like that. Just like that. So super simple. Let me just get my scissors. Let's cut these ones out because they're probably be a little bit drier. You don't want to smudge your Posca pen. So I just think these look fabulous. And then you can keep all the little leftover bits. Again, to make little collages or anything on your back of your papers, on your little journaling cards and all sorts of things. So I love them. So it's a fun thing to do because you could do all of this and then you could sit down in the evenings and just draw little leaves and flowers and things like that on your papers and make yourself a nice little stash. It's called fodder. So it's all the sort of things that you can use for doing mixed media and any little crafty arty projects that you've got. And then you've got a nice stash of it. And I just fancy doing something nice and colourful today. Summer's nearly here. The sun is out. And I thought we could have a nice sort of bright one today. Very simple. I'm just doing a really simple one today. But I thought I'd show you in the beginning how I did the jelly plates. I know they look awful when they come out, but when you've used them like this, I think they look really good. So if you've got a jelly plate and you haven't used it, get your paints out and start using it. Doesn't matter, you can't go wrong, because look at all these lovely things that you can make. Now I'm not going to keep these because I've got so much bits of paper everywhere. Let me just quickly cut these out. So I would fast forward this quickly, speed it up a little bit. There we go, perfect. Let's pop all these little bits away. Pop these down here. Now I have another big pile that I've made here, so all sorts of bits and pieces on here, and I'm just loving them. I think they look really good. Now we want a background on here, and I want to keep it, well, I'm going to try and keep it quite light, so these sort of like give a nice little pop of colour. But how that's going to go, I don't know. So we are going to, I think I'll just, Let me just see, I had an idea of sort of like almost like popping them through the middle like this. So I've got these lovely big flowers, and then we've got some lovely leaves, and I just thought I'd have like just a section that goes across, and then we can do something at the top and the bottom, but then sort of like keep this bit paler underneath. Well, I'm hoping so. Let's see when we get into the colour. So I have got, where's my brushes? Here we go. My brushes, let's keep these little bits out of the way. I'm going to get a bigger, what I'm going to think I might use. I'm going to try and do sort of like, almost like a paley blue at the top and then the green at the bottom. So it's almost like sky and grass. Now this is going to come out quite dark because this is the Liquitex, and this is called Muted Turquoise. Now I'm going to, I will go over this with some gesso as well. I should have put a bit more water in my water bottle, shouldn't I? So see what I mean about keeping it light? I don't think I can do that. Just want to add a little bit of colour. Let's have a bit more water. There we go. I don't want to really use my paintbrush because I'm loving using the cards and how they you know, make the marks on the paper. I think that looks really, really lovely. I'm going to leave that to just dry a minute now. I'm going to go over with a muted green along the bottom bit. I hope I'm in shot here. Yeah. Bit of water. Oh, that's not muted green, is it? That's muted grey. That looks... Oh yeah, this is the one that looks purple. That's okay. That still works, so let's try and find the muted green. Here we go. Let's pop a little bit of this on. This is almost looks sort of like a turquoisey colour as well anyway. Lovely. So I want this one to be a little bit more freer, if you know what I mean. I'm going to quickly just dry that a second. Loving that. Now where's my little... I've got my chalks here, so I might add a little bit before I go in there with a little bit more gesso. Let's just go in. What shall I do with this one? Shall I go in with a little bit? Going in with some matte medium so it stays in place. So if I want to add anything over the top, it's not going to sort of smudge. Lovely. Okay, what shall we put on the top? Should we go for a little bit of the lighter blue? I think it might go in with a bit of yellow in here. Lovely. Just a little bit of brown. I've got some matte medium. I popped it in the little pot. instead of tipping it on. Well, that looks nice and grungy at the back, doesn't it? Now I'm going to go in, because I'm going to go in with a little bit of paler, but the contrast between the grungy bits and then you've got the nice bright flowers, I think it's going to look quite nice. Now, just going to get a little bit of gesso, pop this in here. That's nice. I like that. I do like that. I'm going to quickly dry that. Okay, lovely. Oopsie daisy. I think that's sort of dry. Now, I think these will look really nice on there. I want to do a little bit of something else on the top. Now, I've got this lovely gold, bright gold, which I've not used yet. I was just gonna see what this is like. Get some of that gesso off there and just I like that. Look at that, it gives it a little bit of sparkle. Well, not sparkle, but a nice little shimmer to that, doesn't it? Now, I've got this one as well, which is the rose gold. And if I could pop a little bit of this on the bottom bit, because I've got this sort of like pinky bits sort of here. Let's see. I like that. That looks really nice. Now I'm going to go in with, it's not old paper I want, it is frayed burlap, I think it's the frayed burlap, which I just want to pop a little bit down here. That lovely sort of muted colour on here. Okay, I like that. Now let's go in with the brush corduroy. Okay, I like that. Nice. Okay. Gesso time again. Don't need that much on there. Okay, let me just quickly dry that. Okay, lovely. Now I'm going to get in the titanium white. Now I want to just do a few little splatters just around this top bit. Just get a little. Okay, lovely. I'm going to go for, oops, we can do that up. Dip into the green. That's oh, actually, I quite like this muted grey. It's supposed to be, well, I think it's more of a purpley colour, isn't it? Let me just wipe this off. Just do little dips underneath. Okay, I like that. I do like that, but I'm going to go in quickly and do a little bit of the turquoise blobs at the top. I love this turquoise. I think it looks really, really lovely. Okay, let's wipe our mess up. Pop that down. Let me just, let me just dry that, and I want to go over this with a little bit more gesso. Okay, lovely. I want this bit to be a little bit paler because I want to, maybe if I want to add something to the background, then we've got the gesso on there. I mean, when we've added the flowers, we've got sort of like the gesso on there. Okay, another quick dry. Okay, so let's bring in the flowers. So I think this makes quite a good sort of contrast, doesn't it? Actually, what I might do is put the leaves in first. Right, I'm going to just put a little pile of flowery things that I've got. I've got some leaves on here. Leafy things. I might have to do some more flowers actually. Let's see. These can go on. Love these. Obviously we don't have to put them all on there, but we shall see what we've got. Well, there's another few more flowers. I might have to do some more flowers, but let's just pop these down here. So what shall we do? Let's just pop some of these out like this. Maybe I'll have you coming down. I just love these. I think this is going to look really quite nice. Something very different, isn't it, for me? Like this. So we've got these, and then just pop like these flowers over the top. I think. Right, I'm just going to start sticking down, I think, and then we will go from there. I'm going to start this end. Where's my brush? We'll just start sticking them on. Love it. That looks really good. Right, I'm going to quickly dry this. Okie dokie, lovely. Now, I'm not quite sure whether I want to do the blue turquoisey around that back bit, and maybe some white under here. What do you think? Going to pop a little bit of this in here, I think. Like that. I'm going to get a brush. Just go round. Yes, I'm not quite sure. But to have this, let's have a little bit of water in there. And maybe a little bit of green on there. Let's see. I don't know, maybe I'll... This doesn't look too bad. Shall I go in? Let's just, it doesn't have to all be the same, does it? Let's go in. I'm going to add a little bit of the muted green into the white. Look at that. Bit of water. Oh, I like that. That's quite nice, isn't it? Just in little areas. I don't want it to blend in too much with the flowers. You never know how these things are going to turn out, do you? I had a completely different idea, but I'm liking this. Right, now the top, I'm going to, into this bit, I'm going to add some of the turquoise. I'm going to do that over. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to pop turquoise in a new little yogurt pot, and just water it down. So we've got, wash my brush, add some water into here. And this is almost gives it I'm going to get another pot because I don't want this to be, oopsie, too dark. Just want to add just a little bit around certain areas. Pop a little bit down here, I think. I do like this. I'm going to now go in with that muted grey because I think we need it a little bit darker underneath, which has got that lovely purpley. Actually, I'm going to just dry this because this is a little bit wet. So much for it being lighter on the background. Didn't quite work out, did it? This is nice. Now, what I do with my inks, just to let you know, I've got these little bottles that I have, and when they're watered down, I add them into these little bottles. Now, these are from my cosmetics, so they don't go to waste. So, which I've got here, look. So this is watered down burnt umber, which I've popped into there, which I can use. So let's have a look. What should we do? I think I still need, I think they disappear into the background too much, so I don't really want to, but I think we need to go in and just little places, just to bring that, the flowers, so they don't blend in so much. This might be a horrible mistake, but we shall see. Okay guys, so I have just made another big bunch of these. Let's see if we can make this look a little bit better, because I don't like that black on there. But I am going to do a little bit of stamping on the back. Now I've got my script stamp and I just thought it might look quite nice, just a little bit. And this is in the timber brown. So let's just see. Going to go right up into this bit, put my ink pot over there. Just needs something like this in there, I think. Whether we're going to see those bits and whether I'm going to cover them up, I don't know, but I think it needs, that looks better, doesn't it? There we go. Just down there. Yes, definitely looks better. There we go. That's what I'm going to pop on there. Let's put a bit on there. Okay. Oops, I'll get my lid back on. That can go back in its little drawer so I don't lose it. Okay. Now, I've got flowers and more leaves. So let's just see if we can make this look better. What should we do? We want to try and hide some of this black. What should we put on there? Big green flower? Pink one? Or should we have this one? This sort of purple one. That would fit on there. I want to cover up a little tail on that, but I suppose we could probably pop in another little pink one on top. Okay, I'm just going to stick these down and see how we go. Okay guys, that's it. I've got a few more here, but I'm going to just leave it like that. I think I quite like that. I'm going to put, look, I've got this that says it beautiful, and I think we've made it look pretty good in the end by just leaving it, not fiddling too much. Let's just take these little bits away. Shall we just pop that on the bottom? I might try and use up a little bit of the ink that I've got on here around the edges. Lovely. Let's stick that one down. I like that. Now I'm going to just, oops, I'm going to use a little bit of this blue. I'm just going to go around. Like this. Where's my tissue gone? There we go. Go in with this lovely purpley colour. A little bit up here. Super. Now I'm going to just do a little bit with my crayons, just like this. Oopsie daisy. Actually, where's my water brush gone? There we are. Maybe I should have done this in the beginning, just gone around with a little bit of colour instead. Pick up some bits. That's better, isn't it? Adding a little bit of colour. Supposed to be a nice summery one. What should we do up here? Should we add a little bit up here? Move my ink out of the way. Little purple leaf there. Let's go around this one. Okay. So much better, I think. What should we go in for? We've got a little bit of sort of blue here. Let's add a little bit of this. could probably come down here as well. A little bit of a scribble here and there. Love it. Oops. Okay guys, well, that was a mission, wasn't it? Not quite how I was thought it was going to turn out, but I am loving it. Where's my Posca pen gone? I'm going to pop just a few little sort of dots down here, just to give it a little bit of something else. Don't you think? I'm going to go in with gold. I know I shouldn't, but I am going to go in with just a tiny bit like this. Get my little card. Just those little bits. It just needs a little bit of, because I've covered a lot of it up. So I think that looks nice. So we've got some over that side. We were just missing on these little bits. But yes, that's doing good. Okay guys, I'm going to leave it there before I start fiddling any more, but I am loving it. I hope you do too. So thank you so much for joining me. So that was our jelly plates, prints, making little flowers, and then we've just added bits and pieces to it, and I'm loving it. So there we go guys, thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the evening, and I will see you soon. Alright guys, bye bye.